Yo, Brad. Felt bad for standing you up, so I thought I'd just not do a lesson per se, but review one of the things we talked about for last time, so I can have you practicing it for the next time. It was the pentatonic scale, all right? And I'm just going to go through it real quick. Open position down here, using open strings, looks like this. Open, third fret, open, second fret, open, second fret, open, second fret, and descending. And then, so that's E minor pentatonic, and then we did it up on the 12th fret, I think, and that is where no more open strings. You got to use your fingers. So the 12th fret, 15th, 12 on the next string, 14, 12, 14, 12, 14. Right? So what this is the same scale up an octave. So this is starting on our low E. And here it is an octave higher. So actually, we can actually use these interchangeably to come up with a bass line if we're in the key of E, E minor, E blues. So what you want to do with this is start going ascending and descending, just over and over. So you can do it, smoothly without thinking too hard. And then we also talked about using a metronome with, Google. We talked about using a metronome with the warm-up exercise, but we can use it here. We can use it to help us with the scale. So let me try it about 50 beats per minute here. Pretty slow. Repeat it a bajillion times. Remember that when we're learning an instrument, we're using muscle memory. And that's just when your muscles remember what to do. They've done something enough times to where they actually just remember what to do. I always say it's kind of like where you hit snooze on your alarm, right where it is. Your muscles already know. You don't have to look and see where it is and then push the button. You just muscle memory. And that's what we're using here. So the trick is just, if you can call it a trick, is just to repeat this a million times, and the more times you do it, the smoother it comes and the smoother it feels. And what the metronome does is it kind of gives us some structure. It actually makes the scale sound better. Like if you practice this with a metronome, it'll actually sound the scale. I can tell like that. I can tell if a student practices with a metronome or not, because the notes are cleaner and even, and you can hear a difference. So, all right. So just kind of like a little review, I guess, from last time. Pentatonic scale down here. Pentatonic scale up here. And then trying it with the metronome. Let me try one more thing. Let me try it with the metronome up on the 12th fret. I just realized one of the things you're probably going to experience is you're probably going to have trouble reaching for this. Notice I'm using my pinky. The pinky is the best finger to use. I'll just be honest with you. It's a lot of people have trouble with their pinky at first because we don't use our pinky for anything. It's just like doesn't do anything, and now you're making it do stuff. But Pinky's the best finger. And then what I'm guessing will happen is you'll be playing E and you'll try to reach up with your pinky, and it's a big stretch. Can't quite get it. Well, remember what we did here. We changed the angle. In fact, I kind of think of it like starting with this pinky note. Do that first, and then reach back to get the other note. That's kind of how I think about it sometimes. Like, I'm not reaching up with my pinky. I'm reaching back with my pointer. And if you have to shift, like say like this, we don't necessarily have to play this as a stretch. We don't have to, we can imagine a little, like those little Chinese girls that play guitar. They have to move a lot because they can't stretch. They don't have these big long fingers like we do. So shifting is okay. Eventually you will be able to reach it. It's just you get used to the angle. Another thing that can help when you're reaching, when you're trying to stretch like that, remember the angle of the neck. I think we talked about, when those guys go to rip a solo like that. It looks cool, but that's not necessarily why they're doing it, so they can reach all these notes. They can reach all the notes it's easy to access. So anyway, gotta run. See ya.